Hi everyone. Welcome to the second part of A Day in the Life of a PhD Student blog. For all those who remember, I did a blog quite earlier in the year and it was quite less busy in that year. So the purpose of this second blog is to show you what I've been up to and how things have changed ever since that time. So first of all, we now work in a staggered manner due to COVID scheduling. So meaning that I start work at 11 a.m. So I have that luxury of waking up a little bit later than I usually do, or than I used to back in the day. So yeah, I've gotten ready for school. We'll skip the breakfast part and everything else. You can check it out in the previous blog if you want to look at that part. But yeah, I've just gotten ready to go to school and I'll show you my journey and what I get up to during the day. Finally headed out. It's my Uber waiting for me. To like it. Okay, so this is the campus. I just got to campus shortly before 11 a.m. So I got here on time today. Bapu, bunjani? Yeah. So yeah, that's standard. Okay, so the one significant thing that's changed in this campus now is that we have a COVID vaccination site. So I don't know how many of you may know, but the University of Pretoria is actually the first university to have a COVID vaccination site. However, we open on Tuesday till Thursday, so today is a Friday and this vaccination site is closed. So the people tend to wait over there by those chairs waiting for the vaccination, but for today it's closed, so unfortunately I cannot show you that. And this is our basic medical sciences building, which is where our offices and labs are located. Just need to go in and conduct some COVID screening protocols. What's the time? 11. Okay. Thank you. So now this is the 7th floor, which is where our lab is located. This access system over here. Hello. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna check if any of my students are working, if they need assistance. So I do supervise some honor students now. The lab looks quite empty today, so I guess most of them are doing some writing up. I'm good, thanks. How are you? We have different sections in our lab. So this is the chemical store where we store all our chemicals. This is where we store all the things that need to be kept at a low temperature. It's known as a freezer room with all of these different fridges. We have a cell culture facility, which is where most of my work is based. We'll come back here in a moment. Then we have a proteomics laboratory where all the studies of proteins are done. And where I expect to find the students is known as Students' Cell Culture Laboratory. Hello, there they are. Hello, how are you? I'm good. And so I found one of the students who actually busy with the cell culture work as well. Do you have another place running already?
At this moment, no. So this one's getting seated today. Then I'll show you quickly. These 3 classes are almost coincidence.
Okay.
One is for Monday, the other 2 are statistical.
Oh, okay. So you don't have 3D plays running at the moment?
Not at the moment, but I have last week's results if you want to see that.
Oh, okay.
I took photos directly using this microscope.
Okay.
So if you want me to send those ones, I can, for your blog, I can send those.
Just send everything you have, then we'll see what we can use from whatever you have. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it looks like the student is comfortable, so I'm just gonna leave him there, then go to my own lab, which is the cell culture facility. So the cell culture facility is not for general access for the students, so we keep it locked the whole time because we generally consider it a clean lab. And how we maintain that cleanliness is that we have a pressurized system. So there's positive pressure. So if I try to push this door, it's quite hard to push because there's pressure or air pushing against this door. This is to keep all the microorganisms away, or just to make sure nothing bad comes in, because we try to keep it as clean from microorganisms as possible. So this is where I land most of the time, or for the most part of the day, just to come and check on my cells if I have any experiments running and check on them. So the cells stay in this little equipment, not so little, but they stay in this equipment known as an incubator. It is maintained at a specific temperature, which is 37 degrees Celsius, and a percentage of carbon dioxide of 5%. And the carbon dioxide comes from this tank over here. So now this is just to make sure that our cells grow in a healthy environment for them and that our experiments run properly. So each time before opening it, one has to spray with ethanol just to make sure that it's clean. Then you can touch this handle to open it. This inner handle has to be sprayed as well before you open. So all our experiments are running in all these different flasks that you see over here. So I'm just going to have a look at them and see what needs attention. So these are the flasks that I'm going to look at. There's my name over there. It says Keith BT20. So BT20 is the name of the cell line or the type of cells that are in there. In this case, these cells are breast cancer cell lines. So we use these cells to do various experiments, whether it's testing the efficacy of new breast cancer drugs or evaluating drugs that are already on the market, just as a way of studying the disease. We have different types of cell lines, but my specific PhD work is focused on breast cancer. So what I'll do now is have a look at the cells under the microscope and see if they are looking nice and healthy or if they need any attention. But from the look of things, from what I'm seeing over here, maybe if I can try to peep into the microscope, maybe you can have a look. This is how they actually look if you look under the microscope. Okay. There you go. So I put this in yesterday, so they are quite spaced apart, meaning that they are still fine. and their structure generally at the moment looks okay. So I'll just have to check on the other flask. And it basically looks the same as the other one. So I'll just put this back in the incubator and allow them to grow over the weekend. It's actually a Friday today, so I'll come back and check on them on Monday. Okay, so I've put the flasks back in here. The next thing I'll have to do is to check the other experiment. It's the cells over here in these walls. However, for these, I'm not going to use the microscope I used to check the flasks, because for analysis of that specific experiment, I have to take pictures using a computer. And that computer is available from 1:30 p.m. So it's 12:30 now, so I'll come back in an hour to take the cells and go view them under the microscope connected to a computer. For now, I'll just go to the office and do some admin work. Bye, see you later. Okay, so while I was waiting still in the office, some of the students came and said they have a little problem in the lab, so I just need to quickly assist them. So what seems to be the problem?
I can't see anything on this
I don't know how to
To adjust it.
You don't even see light.
You don't see light. There's some light over here.
Yeah.
How did Shailen count?
So there's some weird stuff in this class.
Weird stuff.
Look. What the hell? Do you think it's dust?
No, that's maybe some.
What is that? Is it not cells that have grown on top of each other? Like
No,
we
we've just split
split
this.
this.
or they clumped?
What?
You can look physically and try to check what it is. Let's see what's the problem here.
It's dust again. No,
Is it not on the outside?
no, it's on the inside.
Dust on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah, with this microscope, I think you just need to adjust the lighting.
Is it working now?
I'm trying to figure that out. I'm just wondering what you mean by you can't see light, because I can see some light.
let's just leave it with that.
Working now.
Yeah, like now.
Like anything, you couldn't see anything at all. Yeah, so you have to adjust these knobs.
What the
Play around with these knobs, yeah, with the light, yeah. I think the filter was like that.
Oh.
The filter was closed, yeah. So just make sure that the light is coming out through here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see the creases? You have to look for those as well.
No, I will see everything here.
Yeah, but then you can adjust to look for the crease. Okay.
We can see.
Okay, sitting in the office now. So usually what I do is just to go through all the admin I have to do. In this specific case, I think the one pertinent thing or the one urgent thing I have to do is to look at my student's research project. He started part of his writing up, so he's done with part of his experiment. And he just sent me his draft to go through. So I'll spend some time reviewing this just to make sure that he attends to all the changes that he has to do. And then hopefully by 1:30 I can get time to go back and do that one experiment if I have read all of this quick enough. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now I'm back to working on those two experiments. So for those experiments I need to work in a floor cabinet. So what this flow cabinet does is it blows air outside just to make sure that it maintains a clean or sterile environment inside. So I have to switch on the light here and open the glass door and spray first with what we know as sodium dodecyl sulfate just to make sure the surfaces are clean. And just wipe it off with some tissue paper. Then following SDS, we have to wash it off with some ethanol. That's the second cleaning up step. Then we can work with our experiments. Okay, so this is where I have to now look at this experiment. This specific experiment has been running for about 14 days and I'm terminating it today. So this microscope is connected to a camera, which is in turn connected to a laptop, which is what I use to view the samples that I want to look at. Okay, so I've adjusted the microscope accordingly. So now I have to look at the image that I'm looking at. Just set up some settings to show that my image appears properly, and this is the sample that I'm looking for. I'll not spend much time showing you everything, but I expect most of them to look like this, because I'm going to take quite a lot of pictures. But yeah, so this is what I'll actually be up to for the next 30 minutes or so. Okay. Now I am back in the cell culture lab. I just put those two plates, there's just the one plate back in, just to make sure that it keeps growing. The one that was on day 14, I'll actually terminate. And after that, that will be it for me today in the lab. I'll just go out and socialize with other people for a while, then just wait till 4 o'clock, then I'm headed home. So that is it for my day. In case you're wondering what a day in my life looks like. So yeah, typically it's waking up, doing some admin work, doing some lab work, and supervising students, which is quite interesting. I'm done for the day. I'm headed home, and thank you for engaging. Bye.